Mute.
Oh, that always makes me laugh. Because that music is used in so many places now, I've heard it.
Mute. Stop. Sorry, I'm trying to play on my laptop at the same time.
Oh,
And you've got it, and on the TV in the background as well.
I wondered what that was.
Yes.
Hope everyone gone live okay. Hope everyone's all right. Another month, another Unpouched a week later, because we were all tied up last week.
Yeah.
At least I was. I think
we don't want to hear about that.
No.
Well, he wasn't here, so I'd be asking a few questions, Linda.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a kind of an interesting week, hasn't it? Anyway, with a lot of bits, and so we've got Stephanie with us to give an update on Peanut, because as I guess everyone who should know, the goings on with Peanut, and the community's really come together and they to kind of help, which has been.
People have been really kind. They've been so kind. Can't see.
So yeah, I mean, I guess over to you, Steph, if you want to give an update on Peanut, how he's doing, and your thoughts and feelings, really.
Peanut is eating bogies. He is sticking his face in our mouths. He is relentlessly peeing on us, but we're actually excited about him peeing on us.
That's a good thing.
Spent the day in bed with John as well, and he had a hot water bottle with him.
Oh,
bless him.
Because this has kind of affected John, I think, like that little bit more, because he's kind of his rat, isn't he? Really, he's kind of
So
I know John belongs to him.
Well, it depends on what way around you look at it. Really.
Yeah, it's John's best friend as well. Like, he was so upset when he was in there, and to have to rush him emergently on the Tuesday again due to another blockage, it was really terrifying on my side, because I was the one that actually had to take him.
Oh, that must have been so upsetting when you just
it was
couple
really
of days
stressful.
After,
yeah,
it's an unusual thing. It's certainly not something we've seen.
No,
I had it with my dog, and I know how bad that was.
I had it with a cat years ago in the 20s.
Bronwyn at the University Hospital was probably the only person that could have performed that procedure. I can't thank her enough for everything she done for Peanut. He was in the ICU, and then out they were just amazing with him as well.
This is what we were saying last night, weren't we? How the procedures you've had done are the sort of ones that most vets would have gone, look, it can't be done. I mean, I can't even imagine how difficult it would be to insert a catheter into a pouch rat.
The size is just so small.
She had to fully open his bladder and his urethra.
Yeah.
As well. So that he's got a scar probably up to his top paws as well.
Yeah.
Right down. But
it's, usually, I think it's usually around the sternum, isn't it? Somewhere where they cut from and they literally go straight down.
Yeah, so he had to get his bladder fully flushed as well, but he's still got a few blood clots, but that's why we've got the diazepam for him. So he's loving diazepam at the moment.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, it's great. He just falls straight asleep after he gets it.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you guys aren't stealing his diazepam after the couple of weeks.
He could be selling it now to the others, couldn't he? He could be selling it to butter, but he could be selling it to
he could be flogging it, like on the streets, hanging around the flats and what have you.
Yeah, we've asked him to get a paper round as well, Peanut, to help pay for his vet bills.
He's got to do something. Maybe he could put Peanut on OnlyFans.
I know it could be a possibility, that it really could be as well. Honestly, it's just so great to have him back.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm saying I can't imagine, but I can. I know how that is, especially when you call an animal your best friend, because they are.
Yeah, we've had him since he was 5 weeks old, and he's just brought nothing but happiness to John. Really, truly, he's brought happiness to me. We didn't know what to do if something did happen to him.
It's a heartbreaking situation to be in, because the fear that you feel for them as well as for yourself and for your partner.
It was more or less for Butter as well, because we've got his younger brother that was from an accidental litter, and he's never been by himself ever. So having to think about him and his happiness as well as everyone else's. You could tell he's really down, but he's seen him last night as well. He was super happy. He was doing happy jumps. He screamed a little bit today. He got a scream, slap, and a kiss off Peanut. Peanut went back to sleep. Yeah.
Sound like proper brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, they really are.
It's that if one of them disappears, it's the other one assumes the worst. But if they do get to at least see each other, they know. Well, at least he's still fine. He's still okay.
Yeah, ongoing for Peanut is going to be a bit. It's going to be a bit different as well because we completely changed his diet, so he's not allowed calcium anymore or very low amounts. He's got. We're not sure where it came from, but he did have a bit of damage to his spine. One of his vertebrae slightly twisted.
Yeah, we saw that on the X-ray. It was actually quite visible, even to an ordinary person.
Yeah, I'm not good at reading X-rays as a rule, but you could definitely see that.
I didn't see it. I was banned off Facebook at the time. I was in Facebook jail.
You've been in jail for so long. I think you probably missed some of the stuff.
I have, yeah.
Have they let you out of Facebook jail yet?
I think I am out of Facebook jail. It hasn't let me post it today. So fingers crossed. And I wouldn't mind, but it's been a running joke that's been going on for like 20 odd years now. It's what got me banned. I had a warning.
What happens when computers make decisions? Because I guess even like when you said like that's blatantly just like two people having a laugh.
Well, I was off Facebook for quite a while. It was probably about 10 days because I changed my account over to a new phone and they thought I was 13. I'm not 13, and I had to send things backwards and forwards trying to prove that I was actually in my mid-50s, and I got there eventually.
I still think the best one of all was Chloe when she put up a photo of one of her litters of babies, and you could see the nipples on the female babies, and the photo got taken down because it contained what did they say? Things like
it was obscene. It was obscene and pornographic material. Yes, holding the baby. I can't really show you, but she was sort of holding the baby like that, and the baby was like this in her hand. It may have been that because it was naked, it was just days old. It may have been that it looked a bit like a penis in her hand. And it's the algorithms will pick up something that kind of looks a little bit penisy.
The photographer, he had a picture of a cow stood in a field, right? And it had been flagged for inappropriate sexual content.
A photo of a cow sown in the field.
Maybe its udders were showing, and that counts as breasts.
Yeah,
or it could count as 4 penises, given where it is.
I mean, it just beggars belief, really, doesn't it?
It's daft. Yeah.
You say this is what happens when algorithms make the decisions.
Yeah, tell me about it. Going forward as well with Peanut, we may be looking into getting him spinal surgery if it is going to benefit him going forward. Because he's a baby right now, we manage it with what's it called? Gabapentin. Yep. You all know that one.
Great chorus.
Well, I know it because it's an anticonvulsant.
Maybe he's fallen or something when he was younger and jarred it out of place.
He could have been born with it.
Is it in a place that it actually could affect his bladder at any point as well?
No, they checked that. So they've been doing ultrasounds. It's the C6 or 7 on him, I believe. It's nowhere near the bladder.
No,
it was actually a calcium. It was a calcium deposit within the urethra.
The changing diet's kind of the big interesting thing for us because I think as a community we kind of know we don't have the diet perfect. We've kind of gone with what we feel ticks most boxes, but we always knew it wasn't perfect. And
it's clear it's not right because the vast majority of it gets left.
Yeah.
They don't eat it.
Oh yeah,
eat
they
it.
stash it away. I clean it when I clean their cages out. I end up clearing away tons of it that they've stashed.
Yeah, and it's,
not
imagine that, that times 12 is, it's not cost
lot.
effective. We are just throwing money in the bin a lot of the
Yeah.
time. aren't we?
They are encouraging me to create my own mix. However, we're still waiting for the diet information to come through. I've chased them again for it. So the senior lecturer for exotics is now reviewing it prior to getting sent out. So I believe it's Kevin, or I might be going back to Bronwyn to check it
Right.
as well. But I'm
It's
going
going
to
to be really useful.
Yeah, I'm going to need to pop off as well, just come in the middle of something. But it was really nice speaking to everyone. Thank you so
No,
much for
thanks
helping
for
us.
No, thank you for coming on and updating us with Peanut, because
I give him a big love from all of us.
Oh, he's getting
it's
enough
lovely
love
to
off
see you,
everyone.
Jeff.
He's very obnoxious right now. He's a little drama queen over everything.
Oh, he's all right then. He's better.
I don't blame him.
He knows
just wants
he's the
pat and
boss
fed
now.
constantly, and the doctors have prescribed that as well. The vets have prescribed lots of hand feeding and TLC, and that is on the discharge as well.
You do realise you'll be doing this for the next 5 years now. He won't eat unless you feed him. They learn. They do learn. But he's worth it.
Consider how good our vet is. He might live for 10 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, God. Yeah. Yeah. You'll die before him with stress, probably.
I know. But I'm going to go off. It was really nice seeing you, and thank you ever so much for helping us. We really appreciate it.
No,
thank you for coming
anytime.
on.
Yeah,
thank
if
you.
we can help, we will.
Us all the time, because we were all getting really worried about him.
Yeah, well, what affects one affects all of us. It is a really amazing community that we've got.
Yeah.
We're very
well. I'll speak to you later.
Take care,
Aline.
Take care. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, I guess on that note, guys that are watching, it's we've raised a lot of money, and it's I mean we don't tend to support GoFundMe's because
I'm quite sort of vocal in my my feelings about GoFundMe. I think it's very overused, and it's often used for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
and I'm quite brutal about it. If you can't afford the vet, don't get the pet. But this is an exceptional circumstance.
This is a bit different. I mean, the way it has to be sent, it is literally life-saving at this moment in time.
I think when there's thousands and thousands at the animal, and it's different then.
It's the sheer quantity of money that it's cost. It's not what you would call a normal vet bill at all.
No.
We always say to people, be prepared, have some savings. But by have some savings, I've always thought, a couple of grand.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gone way beyond.
I've always thought.
It's just gone way beyond reasonable for them.
Yeah, I think if you've got a dog, cat, pouchy, exotic, any of them, you need to be able to have access to like that at a drop of a hat. Most people have, whether it's, I have a credit card and I'm willing to use it.
That's the reason, the only reason I have a credit card.
Yeah.
And that's purely for an emergency vet.
I'm just the same. I mean, I've got a credit card that isn't there for, I've got several credit cards, but I've got one that isn't there for anything else. It's just for that.
Yeah.
So if they needed it, they would have it, even if I had to kind of sell things later to pay it off.
Yeah.
We're back to OnlyFans again, Linda.
Well, no, I mean, I'm exactly the same. If you've got to sell something to pay for it, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, you've got to be self-sufficient, really. You can't rely on other people to raise money for your animal.
Another reason I think this is a different sort of case is, I mean, John and Stephanie didn't ask for money. They were prepared. They were prepared to pay. They sort of cleared out their savings. They were prepared, if necessary, to take out a bank loan.
Yeah.
They weren't. It wasn't like it is in some cases where it almost seems to be the first resort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there was nothing to tie it to the sort of, the sort of fundraising that we don't always agree with. That it's a completely different case, and I'm so thrilled that at least in part it's been able to help them. And even though it won't clear the bill, it has made them feel loved, and in a way that's more important.
Yeah, that people care, and they care about Peanut too.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
are a very tight community though, and our animals, everybody's animals mean a lot to everybody in the community.
It upsets me. It gets me upset when I hear that one of them's ill, and that you feel like they're your own. And in our case, I think a lot of them are. They were born here.
Yeah, they were born there, a lot of them. So you have that extra attachment to them as well.
You do retain that bond. Yeah.
I think it looks lovely.
Oh, thank you. I am thinking of. I mean, this is just like a temporary colour, but it's washing out now. You can see it's sort of going back again. But I am thinking.
I like it. I am thinking
of having it red when I have it properly done again. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
But I will say, if anybody is listening on here, if you can just, even if you've got a piggy bank at home or an empty, I've got a 5-litre bottle full of 2s and 1s. It's
one of those Coke bottles, the big plastic things.
Water bottle, I've got another tub that I was given a load of tubs, somebody who does like weight training, and they have that powdered whey in that, and they gave me a load of tubs, and I've got another one of those that I put £5. I raid Richard when he goes shopping, so £5 notes and everything else go in there. But I also have I do have a vet fund that I try every week to put £10 a week in.
It's a really good idea, because you've got the dogs and everything as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got.
I've got what, 35 chickens now, because we've got the new chick, so that's including the rooster, 2 cats, 3 dogs, and Hades, and I've got my daughter's Daegu and my daughter's tortoise because she's just moved out. So she's trying to sort it with her landlord. Yeah, she's trying to sort it with her landlord to get them moved.
Yeah.
But you know what it's like, a lot of places don't allow pets. So at the moment, she does pay for them, but at the end of the day, if something's gone wrong, I'm going to take them straight in, regardless of if she's here or not.
Oh yeah, of course. You're a mum. I know. Of course you are.
So, but you need a backup with any animal that you've got. When Inca went down with his bladder, he had 12 general anaesthetics in 1 week. 3 were life-saving surgeries. Yeah. And that bill that knocked us badly. And I'd never had a savings fund for that before. And I begged, borrowed, and almost stole to get what I needed, the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was in debt to so many people.
You can't not do it. It's
But
definitely.
you need some way of, even if you can only save your change when you're coming from shopping.
It mounts up. It does.
Yeah.
When the till say to you, like, do you want to round up and donate the difference? You go, no, I'm going to donate it to myself and put it in my pouchy fund.
Yeah. I am a charity. I'm an animal charity. Yeah.
And it says the cats are all insured, but Floki isn't, and they've got a credit card and for him and savings as well.
Yeah.
Emma Marie is also thinking about getting insurance for theirs, and she's got savings for them as well. And it is something that people really need to think about, because it's like, oh, that animal's lovely. Look at my fancy rats. They cost me over £1,000 just in URIs alone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what I spent on. I've had fancy rats for over 20 years. And if I added up everything I'd spent on them, I could afford a very expensive new car, I think.
Yeah. We worked out with one of our past our late dogs, just in her flea allergy. That wasn't the allergies to everything else that she was allergic to. The flea allergy, we spent over 10 grand in her lifetime.
Yeah.
Just on that, because it was so bad with her skin condition that it caused.
I've seen that on TV before. Yeah, it's horrid. What have we got on this agenda? We haven't even gone there yet.
Let me get up the. I thought we could have a talk about that prat.
Oh God, here we go.
I might
mean-
keep my mouth shut for this.
I mean, we don't need to ask everyone's opinions because we probably already know.
We
but...
could change the third letter of his first name, but we'd probably get kicked off YouTube, and that would suit him.
I tell you what, I'd love to give him a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, me too. I think you're there, Cheryl, with like half the country on that one.
I mean, he has kind of made, you know, if you're going to do it in the country where, you know, we are huge animal lovers. Of course, it's going to end badly for him.
He obviously thought that there wasn't that much wrong with what he'd done because he posted the video.
Oh yeah, you don't post
people like him think they can get away with it.
Yeah, that's that as well. He thought he was untouchable, and well, I mean,
well, let's be fair.
Fine, but not a lot.
There have been footballers in the past who have got off with sort of motoring offences that most of us would have lost our licenses for. They've got away with rape accusations.
That's true. You
fights
know,
yeah, you're right on it.
They've hit people, they've sexually abused people, and nothing seems to come of it. Perhaps he was in that frame of mind and thought, oh, well, I'll get away with it anyway. And
I hope he loses absolutely everything.
Yeah. If he lost his signing, though, he'd just get signed by another club, you know.
At the moment, he's untouched. Nobody wants to touch him, I don't think.
No.
Apparently he plays for France. He plays for the country France.
Yeah.
And I was actually talking to my husband's live on Tuesday about this, and a couple of people they're actually French, and they are so embarrassed by him, and they can't bear him. I mean, they absolutely detest what he's done.
Yeah,
I don't think he will play for France again. Well, maybe, but not for a long time, judging by things that I have read, because the French authorities have said that they would prosecute him.
I understand why we're not. I mean, I know he had his cats taken away from him, which, at least for the sake of the cats.
Talking about cats.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, but I'd read somewhere and I couldn't find, but they were Bengals as far as I know.
I'm not sure of the type of cat. I haven't read it deliberately because it'll just make me so angry.
I'm the same, Cheryl. I've kept away from it. I haven't even watched the video.
I haven't watched the video either.
Surely,
I was going to say, I think a lot of people who've owned Bengals in the past
just turn around and go, "Oh, mate,
thought about
what do you think you're doing? Come on, then, have some."
Well,
yeah.
One of Richard's old bosses many years ago had a Bengal, and she went away for business for 2 weeks, came back, and the cat attacked her, and yours was in the scars.
Yeah,
really.
You know, they are. You know, they're very particular.
Pretty, but that's about it.
But
they're challenging. Yeah.
No,
so animal abuse of the cat world.
Yeah,
they are. Yeah. That's a good comparison.
Well, to be honest, I think if you did to a pouched rat what he did to that poor cat, it would come back at you and take chunks out your legs.
Yeah.
Well,
you'd be running away from it, screaming.
To be fair, we get that even having not done anything. We get.
I nearly got bitten by Hades the other night, actually.
Where was that?
Well, I was doing. My daughter came round to do the video on the biting, and because I wanted to record his attitude towards Shannon. And when I actually picked him up, I ended up having to put him on the bed at one point because he was trying to get down to get my hand.
Yeah,
right underneath him. I'd kept it underneath as high up as I could, and then I ended up trying to get him in the cage, and he's trying to get down at me to bite me because he was so agitated. Yeah,
because she was there and he was angry.
Yeah, he can't bear her whatsoever.
They really are.
This is what Rory's like with me.
She's never known a day's harm in her life. And one day she just decided she didn't like him, and the way she acts. Well,
you saw it yesterday, didn't you? When I went up to the bars.
He just went up to the bars to put some food in, and she was going mad.
Yeah.
Spitting and hissing.
And I said, "Oh, it's all right. I'll do it." Opened the door, and she was like a little kitten.
They're so funny. They really are.
Something about Shannon just makes him so agitated, and he fluffs up and he's really tense. Even when he went back in his cage, and he did eventually settle down to eat, you could see the muscles still bunched.
Yeah.
And she put her hand up the side of the cage and he was up the cage trying to smell it. And it's not him. I mean, and all she's ever done is love him.
Yeah, it's really, you know, when you see one in full flight wanting to attack, they're bloody scary.
Yeah.
And yeah. And this is what I try and impress upon people when they, you know, send their information and say, oh, I want one. They're really cute.
So be prepared for the scars that you might well get.
Yeah, I
Or the
do.
fact that they might just eat you.
I do
say
answer
to
the
people-
initial emails normally and say you need to, you know, realise A, B, and C, and have a careful think about whether you could cope. Yeah.
Well, this is
It
what
is-
I had to do.
Yeah.
It is
Before-
a thing though, because you say to people, you know, if you get one, you need to be prepared to accept what you get, because they might not be easy. And then you get things like, oh, well, I want to rehome him because he hasn't really taken to me, kind of thing.
I know. I know. And we know, you know, we know the person or the people that would do that. And yeah, we just don't have the time or space for that sort of person, not in our community.
And what it must do to them mentally after they've
Oh,
been
they can't cope with it.
it's so wrong. It really is. I mean, obviously if an owner passes away, that's a bit different, but I can't really see a good reason for rehoming. I really can't.
No.
But that's me.
Well, I suppose somebody maybe who was in hospital or couldn't look after them, or something happened that they were made homeless and had nowhere to take them.
There are exceptional circumstances. There are exceptional.
Yeah, I agree.
But there's
it needs to be kind of the owner's life as opposed to the pouchy.
Yeah.
It should be like completely agnostic to them.
If it's a clash between temperament and expectations, then it's not, you know, it's not a good reason for just giving them back.
Yeah. And it says that Yenna was anything but easy, but they loved her anyway.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you know, Annette worked so hard with that little thing, and it wasn't sadly until the last few months when Yenna realised she needed it. She needed Annette, and they formed a bond over that, really. But I mean, I think Yenna had been rehomed a couple of times. She didn't have a brilliant start, and Annette's a sucker for the ones that are hard work, the fancy rats as well. I mean, we've known Annette for over a decade, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same with
She's a good
Jenny,
girl.
with Jenny and Cecil. You know, I mean, Cecil was badly broken, but
Badly. Well, his brother died
right?
from stress. His brother, oh yeah, that was a horrible story. Really horrible background.
I mean, I've been so lucky with Hades. I really have. And he's very licky, he's very lovely, he's very mummy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's now decided he gets into bed with me at night. I have to get into bed when he comes out because he wants to get under the covers.
Oh, but this is exactly what you were hoping for, and it's
you know, but I knew there was a chance that he was going to be completely aloof and he could hate my guts.
And that could change tomorrow, unfortunately. I'm hoping it doesn't, and it probably won't. But
fingers crossed he stays like he's 6 months. So any time now, his hormones are going to start kicking in.
He will start to feel that sort of teenage angst. But you know, some of them have quite an easy time of it. Some of them don't.
We'll just have to wait and see. But he'll never go anywhere.
I put down, which was I thought maybe we'll cover that now because you're possibly expecting a call from the vet. You want to go.
I keep looking at my phone. I'm really anxious. I just want a home. Sally's having a teeth bird. It's not you know, it's not an urgent procedure. It's just that she has a tooth that grows in one key, and every so often she needs to have that bird. But it's a general anaesthetic, and they got put back due to a couple of emergencies. So she's been in there since 9 o'clock this morning, and she's awake and she's okay, but she hasn't fully come round. She's not eating and drinking. They won't let her go until she does. so I'm just sitting by the phone.
Just have to wait.
Yeah, I know.
That is the hardest thing. That is sitting there and waiting for that bloody phone to ring.
I know she's going to be okay. I know. You know, it's just, you just want them home, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
God knows.
make Richard take them in when they have to have an operation done. I can't deal with it.
Do
I
it.
sit out there in the car sobbing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm terrible for any of them, so I make Richard take them in, but I always go and pick them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets
Picking
that
them up so nice.
thinking I'm never going to see them again, and you swan in at the end when it's all done. That's good.
Yes, Brexit been bad for pouches. Yes.
Yeah.
It has.
You want to give like a rundown of all the headache we've had because of Brexit, and this has only recently become a problem.
Yeah. We've got some really really good contacts on a Czech group, Chrysanthemum gambianus, something I can't pronounce, blah blah. But I'll put the link up actually on the Facebook group if anyone wants to join, because they are such good owners. They're absolutely lovely, and they've run into problems in the Czech Republic because they've run out of rats. They've run out of outcrossers. There are rats around, but the only alternative now would be to risk related pairs, and they're good people. They're really conscientious. They don't want to do that.
No.
So I got Archie last year. Archie came over from the Czech Republic, came over with a courier straight through customs. It couldn't have been easier. We got him vet checked and everything to say that he was fit to travel. So he had a health certificate, but didn't need anything else.
Yeah.
We were going to send 2 girls and a boy to 3 breeders, well, 2 in the Czech Republic, 1 in Slovenia, going from Prague to there.
Yeah.
We've still got them because a few days before they were due to go over, the courier, who was a really lovely man, had been stopped at customs with on the French border with some rabbits. And normally you would go straight through. They're in carriers. They're going over as pets, not a problem, until Brexit. And they asked him for lots of different pieces of paper, which he didn't have because, you know, in all faith, he didn't know he had to have them. And the breeder hadn't given them to him.
Yeah.
And they then started making lots of threats about fining him, taking his vehicle, taking the animals and destroying them.
Oh,
God.
Oh, no.
So some of what they were saying, he couldn't really understand. Although he's fluent in English, he's not fluent in French. So there was a lot of misunderstandings, and he came away from that really shaken. He said, I can't risk taking the pouches over now because if I get the same people again, I could lose my job. It's his business. He said, I'll lose my livelihood, and I've got a wife and a little girl. I can't do it. So we found another courier from Czechoslovakia, and I'm saying we did, Susanna did, and they found out all the different kinds of paperwork that we might need, and
there's a lot of it.
There's a lot of it, and to be honest, Susanna's done all the digging. I've just had to fill a few bits in and just had them translated to English and everything.
This is all like the things that people saw on Brexit on the surface, but this is actually like the crux of it.
Yeah. Well, the energy bills, the fuel costs, food going up in the shops, if you can buy food, these are all things as well. But on the subject of transporting these animals, it's not something I'm going to do again because they're 11 weeks old now and they're still here.
But it used to be that you drive them through and there was no paperwork as such. We used to send them off with a letter from the vet just saying, they're fit to travel.
Yeah, and they would have their little bits of their little family trees and something, just transfer of ownership to say that the animals were going to a pet home and they're being paid for.
That was even fine, like maybe for the year after Brexit, because I think by then the rules hadn't had a chance to change. But now I think it's still as clear as mud as to what countries should be doing. And for that reason, you need to have paperwork for, it almost sounds like every country they go through. But you certainly specific paperwork for the country they're going to.
Yeah.
That's going to be a different language to your language. Like these paperwork, these were all in Czech, so we had to have them translated.
Well, Susanna got them translated by
exactly.
a translator at her expense.
Oh, bless her heart.
No, they so desperately want these babies. And, you know, we could have had our hands up at one point and said, look, we'll just find homes in the UK, we'll refund you money. But they want them so badly, they need them.
They need the bloodlines.
They need that gene pool. And, we'll hang on, we'll get them there. Whatever it takes, we'll get them there. But it's a slow process, and these babies are, they're 11 weeks old now.
This just makes me a little bit upset and a bit angry on the basis that how many people do we know? And I mean, maybe it is just this time. Maybe we've been unlucky and it's kind of ruined it for us. But how many people in our community are in Holland or in Denmark? Spain. We've got people all around the EU, and
it should be easy just to pop on over to Germany or Belgium, but it's not anymore.
You know, the difficult part should be the money for the courier to get there, not so much the faffing around. You know, I think of like poor Bonnie in Denmark.
I know.
You know, it's a long way, but we should be able to go. Yes, if we've got a courier that can do it, then hey, they should be able. They should be able to. No problem.
Yeah, just have them.
Robin in Holland. You know, it means that we can't do anything. It's not fair. It really is. It really makes me angry.
Horrendous. It is horrendous the way, you know, all these new laws have all come in.
I hope something changes, because originally when I was looking at, and you know, our paperwork's just as bad. When I was looking at our rules, it's all very, very like vague, referring to dogs and cats, saying they have to be vaccinated, have to be chipped, and fair enough. But then
that doesn't apply to rodents.
But it doesn't make it clear on their paperwork at all. That's the case.
Well, I
saw how confusing it was.
They make it clear about birds, they make it clear about dogs and cats and ferrets. Oddly, there's a lot of information about how to.
Yeah, funny that.
Yeah, but nothing else, which is really, really, really frustrating.
And then, you know, people could read all the requirements, and because rats aren't mentioned, they could presume that they'd be okay. But rabbits weren't mentioned either, which is surprising because they should be vaccinated against myxomatosis.
Yeah.
And there wasn't any mention of proof of vaccination, which I thought was a bit odd. But yeah, you got caught out with these rabbits. Got scared to take them. Got scared to take the pouchies, and that's where we are at the moment. We're just hoping and praying, if we thought it would do any good, that they're going to get to their homes soon.
Hopefully they do.
Yeah. Clearly, this has been the kind of most critical example of sort of Brexit sort of screwing things up that we've seen. But I mean, it's other related things. I mean, we sent out calendars in December to people who ordered them, and was it Sven who got landed with a massive bill that was much more than the cost of the calendar?
It was more than the shipping. Yeah, more than the shipping in total, and I think almost as much as the calendar included. It almost felt like it was them going, "Oh, how dare you try and import stuff from the UK? We're going to punish you for it."
It was a bit.
We don't want stuff from them scum over there in that island over in our country. You know what? I don't blame them.
That's how it feels. Actually, it feels punitive.
I think a lot of it is. They're trying to punish the UK for leaving in some respects. I think.
Yeah.
And then others. I don't know. It's odd the way things are going. But you know,
Savic cages is another thing.
Yeah, you can't get them.
Oh, I know. And you look at, on Rat Stuff for Sale UK and related sites, when people are selling cages, the prices of the used cages that are rusting and etc. has really shot up.
Yeah, it has. Ones that would have practically been given away, or
you know, people are even trying their arm now with things like the Freddie Max. It's like, 60 quid. No. A Mambo, 80 quid. No.
Well, that's it. You know, it's going to affect the new market, affects the used market. I imagine that Savic just can't get them over here for a price that makes sense anymore with all the
Probably
tariffs.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming it is, or at least that the suppliers like Zooplus and other kind of pet suppliers can't get them over here at a price that makes sense for them to sell at a profit.
Can't make it viable.
It actually may be a lack of materials to build them.
I reckon COVID's probably had a bit of an impact as well.
Yeah, because my new car that I'm having, I've now been told it could be another 12 months. I've waited about 9-10 months now for my motor.
What's it made from?
It's the Ford Tornado Custom.
It'll be things like the chips and stuff, because
the chips and that, but there's also other body parts that they just do not have the materials to make. The same with like the new Xboxes, like with the microchips and other materials to make it. They're really short of materials.
Yeah, I know there's a massive global chip shortage affecting most things.
It's the same with digital cameras. I noticed that Canon and Nikon's prices for lenses and cameras has rocketed because of the chip shortage.
Yeah.
See, I've not really noticed. I buy so little brand new. I really hate buying brand new stuff. And I haven't really noticed because I just buy used stuff all the time. But I have noticed that even that will start to go up. But if trying to get hold of laptops and stuff for work and stuff's been difficult because there just isn't any.
Yeah, I think there's over the world because of COVID, because the world basically shut down at one point, didn't it?
Yeah,
there's a shortage of so many different materials to make different things, and I think it's going to have a big knock-on effect over time.
COVID is definitely going to have a big effect. The reason I mentioned the Savick cages in particular is that they seem to still be freely available in Europe.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a materials issue with them.
See, I do know you can still get mine. I was actually, because I've been looking at getting a second cage as a holiday cage. And at the moment, the Pet Planet are still in stock.
Oh, yeah, Pet Planet. Well, they make their own.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I think they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got their own make.
Yeah. So I can still get hold of one of those. And at the moment, it's still the same price. At the moment, it hasn't gone up, touch wood. But I can see the prices of those just the general cages going up as well, even for holidays and even carry cages and things like that for the materials.
Well, yeah, it's like, certainly the second-hand market's reflecting that, Cheryl.
Yeah,
people are putting up prices of cages that you can still buy in pets at home. Yeah.
And that's the problem with most of them are just not suitable for our guys.
They're not. Anything with a plastic base.
Stay with me a sec, sorry.
Yeah, they'd be out of a plastic base in no time. Considering I had to buy a new cage for the two little fancies who had just gnawed their way through 2 plastic bases.
Yeah.
This is Odin. Do you like his dicky bow?
He's very nice.
Oh, where are you going?
Like, no, I will not perform.
He's very Oh.
I'm not getting...
He's showing his bum now, look. Has he got balls?
No.
I thought I could see them.
No. He's just fat. He's actually got their what they called primordial pouches he has either side.
Oh, the belly thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's got those, but no, he has been fully castrated. All my boys get the
Oh yeah.
So my dogs, my cats, they've all had them off.
That's not a bad idea. Let's hope Hades can keep his.
Well, hopefully, as long as he behaves himself, yes.
That's right.
Because I don't want him
stressing
out, you know.
Like, that's another bit of news, isn't it? Alice and Pumba were Alice and Pumba were spayed and castrated respectively last Friday. And they've come through it so well. Alice was out and about running around with the Czech babies yesterday and running on the wheel, and she's back in with Gus now. She's got her husband back.
Oh, I bet she's
She
so
must
happy.
be so pleased to be
Yeah,
able to
and there's been no
spoil him
squabbling, nothing. So they can live together baby free now, and she's officially retired.
Oh,
You see Pumba's a little bit less agitated.
There's been one day. Normally, I can't get near him. If he comes up to me, he would be very challenging, and I just to push him down on the floor. There's just no way I could let him anywhere near me. But yeah, he actually come up to me and was being somewhat nice, which is more like what he was like. So yeah, it seems to work.
It usually takes a while, doesn't it?
It does. It takes weeks for the hormones to subside.
Well, he'll be coming out to the areas tonight.
Funnily enough, Kojo was really quick. I mean, he was neutered, and then probably within a week, he was just back to being my old affectionate Kojo again.
Oh, he was
really
lovely. He was lovely.
He was adorable.
So sad that he's not with us.
Yeah, I had to have a fancy rat castrated because he had severe hormonal aggression. I mean, he actually started going for me, anybody that went near him. And he came out with the anaesthetic, came home, and he's like, "Mommy, love me." And after that, then I was told, 10 up to 10 weeks for the hormones to settle down. No, bang, straight away. And I was like, okay, what's going on?
It took ages for Arthur's behaviour to change, but then I think he was just a bit of a sod anyway.
Gus June flew at me a couple of days ago just because he saw that I had the babies next to his cage.
He's jealous.
Oh.
I know he's nipped Caroline a couple of times, hasn't he, on the legs?
He's another one that I think if he was castrated, he'd probably be like soppy as anything.
He would, but
his genes are quite useful, and I think that's.
He's a beautiful rat. He's Gus's son, and he's the image of Gus. And
he's gorgeous.
If you've got a stud buck, there is always an element of them being a little bit like that if they keep their balls. Sometimes.
Remember Bob?
Yeah.
Bob loved you, didn't he, Claire?
Bobbly, Bob. He loved me until he was about he'd had sex for the first time. And then he decided I was fair game, and that was the end of cuddles with Bob, sadly. I used to walk around with him draped over my arm like a handbag.
He was totally laid back.
He was fantastic. And then, once he became Billy Big Balls, thinking that he was boss of everyone. But I loved him. He was another character. He was super intelligent.
Yeah.
He was the most intelligent one of all, I think.
The characters that pouch rats have, they are so. I mean, it's almost like you've got this little rat this size, and then you've got this personality that's like this size.
Yeah.
And they have a presence to them as well with their energy, I think.
Yeah, they do. They do very much.
And you can hear bang, 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 bang across the floor as they come running across the room. It's like a herd of elephants.
Yeah.
You certainly know they're there. What else have we got to cover?
You met Bob at the Stratford show, did you, Annette? Oh, bless.
We've got. This was a bit of an unusual. I thought this would maybe be right down your street, Linda. It was an article I found about some. So I know that a lot of big cities are. Sorry, darling.
It's okay.
A lot of big cities are constantly testing their wastewater, looking for new strains of COVID because it tends to appear, at least parts of it in wastewater, and various sort of drainage. And so in New York, they found a previously unknown strain of COVID, which has a very unusual amino acid chain, which they believed indicated that it had come from or passed through rats at some point due to the amino acid.
So it had been through their bodies?
No, as if it had infected them and been shed by them.
Oh, right.
Because they couldn't, when COVID first came out, didn't they have to use, was it ferrets to test on because the rats couldn't catch it at the time?
There's not been many species that have been confirmed to be able to catch it than us. I think that they started doing testing. So I saw that they'd gone out of their way to. One of the researchers had said that they were going off down alleys in the middle of the night trying to find fresh rat poo and then putting it into vials to test. And out of all the testing they did, I know, imagine. I'm going out looking for rat
We can
poo.
come round here. We've got loads here, and it's nice. And
Out of all the samples they found no traces of COVID
no.
in the samples. But just highly odd. It was only a couple of days ago. Apparently, they one of the first animals they found in the wild that could catch COVID was the white-tailed deer.
Yeah, I was going to say they found it in deer.
Yeah,
That's odd, isn't it? That's really
I wonder
odd.
how it got into the deer
You have to wonder
population.
how it got into deer in a way.
How was it, you'd have to be quite close to a deer.
What country was that in? Is that in the US or?
That's in the US.
It could have been a hunter, I suppose. That had COVID. I suppose it could have gone that way.
Kissing deers.
Someone maybe
Well, not quite, but you know what I mean.
Maybe love to it, maybe.
Well, yeah, I suppose there are people that floats the boat, I suppose.
Because you'd imagine if a hunter got close enough to a deer, it would be dead.
Well, yeah, because it would
Then
run
there's
away.
people, but then there's people going out, they're eating, they're dropping food on the floor while they're out. I mean, they've got it.
Yeah.
I was thinking it might be a different story though, because they have found COVID-19 in mink, and mink are a native species in much of the US or North America generally.
It was in
it's
farm,
possible in a way that it could have got to the deer through mink, even spreading urine or droppings and over what the deer graze on. I don't know.
I thought the mink were in a fur farm. The one I saw.
There were mink There were mink in Denmark.
Was that
in a fur farm?
They destroyed them, didn't they?
They destroyed them. But it does show that mink are capable of catching it. I mean, really.
Yeah.
It behaves so oddly. It's an odd virus. We're not going to get
it. It was a bat virus to begin with, so there's no logical reason it had to mutate to infect us. So there's no reason it won't mutate to infect other species too.
It's a danger when they do take that jump from one species to another. That's when most mutation, or the most dangerous mutations, will occur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be around for a very long time, and I think it'll probably infect most creatures on the planet. I think at some stage.
I could see it. I mean, I don't pretend to be an expert in that sort of field, but I can see it being almost like ending up as another flu, cold.
Something like measles, mumps, chicken pox. That's one of those commonplace things that hopefully will be eradicated through vaccination one day. Hopefully.
I did hear a virologist, a couple of them, a few weeks ago being interviewed, and they were kind of asked that question because Omicron has generally overall been a milder variant, less lethal but more transmissible.
Yeah.
They were saying, well, does this mean generally, a bit like the common cold, it's going to mutate into something that's much more transmissible but generally more harmless? And they said, well, yeah, that usually happens with viruses simply because the ideal state for a virus is that it can transmit to lots of people, but it doesn't kill them off because it wants to be able to continue to transmit. But they said normally that process takes about 50 years. It's the fact that this particular mutation seems to be milder is not a guarantee that what mutates from it will also be milder. I think we'll have to wait a while to find out.
That's a valid point, definitely. Yeah. Oh, great. Got something else to look forward to. Time's ticking on here. We better get through whatever else we've got.
Well, the only other thing I had was just
Magawa.
Yeah, the Magawa who passed away in January.
Yeah, bless his little heart.
Yeah, that was
in between the last UnPouched we did in this one, and I think that's just that for me. I mean, unfortunately, just sort of shows how as soon as you slow down, sometimes that's what causes you to expire a little bit quicker.
Yeah, he's 8 years old.
He was older,
He
but
was-
I
he
think
was
as
an
soon
old
as
That's a good age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Very-
Age is
Yeah, it
all
was
at some
sad.
point, I think.
very sad. And then the
Yeah.
the other update was just going to do was that Lippy Bludo is staying with Emma, so she's keeping one of the babies from the litter.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
sure we've all seen that.
yeah,
Yes, he's a
It's
little
always nice
mama's boy, I think, isn't he? Bless him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that particular one she was trying to give me, and I was going, no, I can't have him. She was going, oh no, you must have him. No, I don't
No more.
want him. Of course, I wanted him. I want all of them, but no. Well,
I'd
I
have
was
another one.
saying, whenever I see a litter of babies, I think, give me, I want them all.
I'm glad I'm not
never
the only
go
one who
on
goes
ordering.
broody. I get
Yeah.
very broody when I see them. I'm like, oh, what?
They're fantastic, and it's a massive privilege to be able to see them born and raise them. But then you get on the other side of the coin, you get Henry,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know, and
yeah.
I mean, I'm still suffering extreme fatigue, I think, now from being up with him and
No wonder.
all that. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to half term. It is now half term. School's out for a week.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask, is your half term soon? Is it next week?
It's kind of as of now, which is brilliant.
Oh, that's
I won't get
brilliant.
any
At
rest
least put your feet up.
tomorrow because I'm judging a rat show tomorrow.
Oh, are
Yeah.
you?
So yeah, I was asked to, and I couldn't refuse. I thought, oh, that'd be really nice, actually
That
seeing
is
everyone
nice.
again.
That'd be lovely.
It will be, and to get to cuddle some little rats again will be gorgeous.
I do miss mine badly. It
I
was
miss
August
mine.
23rd last year.
Yeah,
Because I've got the big bedroom at the front of the house now, which we are going to turn into an office and rat room. Richard doesn't know this yet, but I've decided I'm going to turn it
He
into a rat
does now.
room. He does now. But I'm thinking that, I could put a couple of cages in there and maybe get some more fancies. I will be getting them from Broadwaters.
Oh, fantastic. They're beautiful. Honestly, they're so well kept.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of her videos, and obviously I talked to Caroline and Emma. And I feel very comfortable with them, and obviously with like the breeding process and everything. And now I really like her rats. I really like Emma and Caroline, and we get on well. And I think when you've got a breeder, you need that sort of connection with them.
And also for us to be able to support each other as well.
Yeah.
And support what everybody does. It's I think that's lovely. I'm really pleased about that.
So it'll probably be late next year, or maybe the year after, when I finally get round to being able to do it. But fingers crossed.
Be a long time for us to have any more animals now that we've got 12. Well, we've got 15 at the moment, but the check 3 hopefully will move on. So we are like 12 pouches later. That's enough.
Bless you, Emma. Oh,
There's
Emma
another
says,
video I need to do.
Emma says they sat here welling up. Bless you.
Oh, that's really sweet. That's
really
deserved.
sweet.
It's
Sending
lovely.
big hugs to you both.
Yeah.
12 pouches later just reminds me I really need to get my arse in gear and do more videos, because Cheryl's been holding the line. I keep writing scripts into the motion of it at the moment. It's find the right things. I started doing this really complex video on Henry and hammering all of this, but it's just
I think we should make that one into a small series. I think.
Yeah, so it needs to be broken down.
Well, you start your new job on Monday as well, don't you?
Yes.
So
is it Monday you start?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good
so there's a lot going
on. I said good luck for Monday.
Oh, thank you.
I bet you're looking forward to it, aren't you?
Yeah, and quietly pooing myself as well. But we'll see.
I think that's everybody who ever started a new job ever, though. To be honest,
I think that is.
Oh yeah, if you didn't,
you have to get into the way of the place. Yeah.
Oh, look at her! Isn't she lovely? She knows the pouches aren't out.
Oh yeah, she hates it when they're out. She even runs away from Henry.
Oh, it's hilarious.
oh.
If you let Henry out on the bed, he goes straight over to her and she's off. And he's literal, you know, he's just tiny.
It's so
I was
funny.
going to get him out earlier, and by some small miracle, he stayed asleep when I went in the bedroom. So I just left him. He's a
Oh, bless
pest.
him.
He's a big
You-
mess.
Hades actually has terrified my dog.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Bear, I mean, Bear is a bit of a coward anyway. But Hades comes up to the bars and Bear turns around and he's gone.
Is that
Even
the
though-
Malamute?
No, that's the collie, the border collie. The
Oh, right.
Dalmatian is a bit. I'm not sure about you. Hades pounces at the front of the cage, but
Yeah.
obviously with the perspex on there, we can't actually nip if the dog does
No,
happen
that's
to.
good. It's yeah.
Inca's a bit stupid because he's 12, so he's getting on, bless him. So yeah, he's not as intelligent as he used to be.
No.
And I think when he would put his nose up against the cage and probably get it bitten, like my Malamute actually got his nose bitten by my daughter's day goose.
Yeah.
He's actually got a scar right on the end of his nose where he got bitten because he shoved it in the cage.
Oh.
He won't
do
be
that
hearing
again.
now.
No, we need to
Yeah.
learn from that.
Yeah, they've learned, which is good. But I
Well, we
never allow interspecies mixing.
No, you know,
I
it's
don't.
just unpredictable,
It's
isn't
not
it?
something we're into particularly.
I just wouldn't risk it. Because I would feel so horrible if there was a bad outcome. I'd never forgive myself.
I mean, Inca wouldn't hurt him, my Dalmatian, but he'd get overexcited, and he'd probably hurt him that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Hades would probably bite him, and I'd never do it, even with my fancies. I've never allowed it. You know,
I mean,
it's
we
just something I
separate the
don't
cat
do.
most of the time. It's normally if the cat has a particular day where she's like, "I'm not leaving," and you'll chase her around. She's like, "I'm not leaving." It's like, well, fine, you have to live with the pouches then. Normally within like 15 minutes, she's changed her mind and she wants out.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Sally's a bit mean.
Oh, the others
chases
ignore her. It's Sally, and used to be Arthur as well. Sally and Arthur.
Arthur
both
was horrible to her.
used to chase them.
Yeah, he used to run after her and nip the backs of her legs where there isn't as much fur.
Oh,
Hello, honey. It's all right. So I can't remember the name. Waha hihi, that's Sven. He's just made it. He says, "Sorry guys, I forgot the time."
We've got to go now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to call it.
Yeah.
If
We've got
you've
stuff to do.
missed, you'll have to watch back. It should be coming back up in a couple of minutes on YouTube.
Can we put the link to the GoFundMe in it with that into the description as well,
We
oh
can
yeah,
do. Yeah.
please?
I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, excellent.
Sure.
Okay.
Right. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for helping. And,
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you again.
Yeah, lovely to
Bye.
see you all.
Normal won't be the first Friday of the month. First Friday
We'll
of
get
March.
back to that.
We'll get back to the normal thing.
Definitely. All right,
Right.
then.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye everyone.
Bye.